Hi guys, Trevor Dot here, and today I'm going to talk to you about some hamstring stretches. Alright, so these are my favorite hamstring stretches. These are the ones that helped me get my splits when I was first working on them. Alright, so the first one we're going to do, you're going to, perpendicular to the ground, make this right angle with your back leg. Front leg's going to go completely straight, flexed heel. Now what you're going to do is you could use your hands for balance if you need to, and you're going to lean forward, thinking of energy shooting out of your head and arching, and then thinking of your pelvic floor tilting backwards, almost like you're sticking your butt out. So head energy straight, butt tilting back, and you should feel this heavy stretch right here in your hamstring. You might also feel some in your calf or the connection point between the two, which is also great because you need your calf to be flexible there for you to get a split as well. So I would hold this for 3 minutes. Obviously not everyone can seem to hold it that long to start, so maybe 30-second intervals to start. And just continuously thinking of that active movement of your pelvic twist shifting, tilting backward, like you stick your butt out, and your energy coming out of your head, shooting outward. So once you've done that stretch, I would next let my body actually fall onto the leg. You can also let your toe out in the back if it gets sore because it's stretching your arches. And when I let my body hang over, I'm not stopping the energy. So still trying to tilt the pelvic. What this really does is increase the stretch on the upper part of the hamstring or your calf, depending on where you're tight. If the energy isn't shooting out like up here, it's more of your middle hamstring. When you go down like this, you can feel it either further up or down in your calf, depending on where you're more tight. So the next level to this is pointing that front foot. Now this is a little bit weirder because usually I have to grab the toe and actually think of my toes pressing into the hand and then the hand pressing into the toes. So engaging it, and then once more thinking of the butt sticking out. When you do this one, it's also a little bit harder because you want the energy still coming out of your head and the butt sticking out. But when you think of the butt sticking out, you actually need to let your hip crease on the side of the straight leg to really increase your mobility there. So that's the third one there. Make sure you do both sides. You don't want to be uneven for stretching. So another hamstring stretch that we're going to talk about is one of my favorites. It's the classic hangover, right? So usually when you do this, you want to engage your knees the entire time. You want to think of them pulling the muscles up, and you want to think of your butt your sit bones trying to point towards the ceiling. You can grab your heels or your toes and either pull on your heels or press down with your toes and pull with your hands to increase the stretch. When your toes pull down and you hold on to them and pull against them, you also want to think of your sit bones trying to aim towards the ceiling. Make sure you relax your head and breathe. And you want to hold that for about, I would suggest trying 15 minutes. Usually after a while your hamstrings start to tingle or burn, which is good. That means they're releasing. If you can't do 15 minutes, that's okay. Another thing people will do is if one side starts getting too much, you just lean all of your weight into the other side. Still pulling up with the knee. You can still use the hands for pressure. Still relaxing the head. But more than anything, the important part is making sure that you're pulling up with the knee there and that your butt is pulling towards the ceiling. And then you can switch sides, so bending one knee slightly, letting the other one stay fully extended, and that will emphasize the stretch on that side. Another one stretch that I think would be really good if you're trying to get your splits, specifically for the hamstrings, is to sort of mimic a split. So front leg straight with the heel, back leg bent, right? Now what you want to do is bring that back leg further and further back. And then use your hands to stop you when you can't go any further. Now only do this one say your stretch only goes this far, then try and hold it here. Don't hold this one too long, maybe like 30 seconds. And then carefully get out of it. And also only do this one if you're very warm already. But obviously once you have your split, then you'll just hold the split. I used to hold the split for like 15 minutes or so. But when you hold the split, it's not passive. You're not just like relaxing into it. You actually think my front knee and my back knee both are engaging. The muscles are pulling away. Thinking of the front toes pulling forward, back toes pulling back. And I'm trying to keep my hips as even as possible, being very square. And the last thing I try to think is trying to keep my body over my hips rather than leaning forward. So that's some tips once you have the split. All right, so I hope you've been liking my videos. If you do like them, please hit like and subscribe to my videos. I'll be doing more tutorials of how to get flexible, how to exercise, and how to do flips, tricks, how to dance. The tutorials are coming, lots of them. So please comment if you have an idea of something you want to learn or something you want me to teach you, or if you just have an idea related to what I've been talking about. If there's something specific that you feel you need more help with, then just message me. You can find me on Instagram at Trevor Daw. Obviously here on YouTube, you can leave a comment. I'll make sure I look out for those. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you again in the next video. Bye.